All right. Yo, what up? I'm back. This is Coco's Thoughts. It is 3:26 and it is freaking chilly still even though it's spring. I'm really hoping warm weather kicks in very soon. I'm tired of this 40-degree weather. But yeah, hopefully having a good one. And yeah, I'm just going to go over the docket or the plan that I have for this episode. So, I'm going to talk about a personal experience because I'm like a nervous wreck. I'm like I struggle to deal with people that I don't know, but also I tend to assume things a little bit too much, and it makes me panic. So I have that. CS2, watched a bit of that. That was very entertaining. I watched a little bit of Shroud, a little bit of Olaf Meister, a little bit of Scoodoodle, Tarek, and I think that's like really it. Watched a little bit of Lyric too. Lyric is like really good at it. Um, a little bit of Dark and Darker because apparently there's an issue with Nexon, I believe it's called. Crap, I did list in my notes. I'm pretty sure it's Nexon. And they have an issue with them stealing assets, supposedly. Oh, let me make sure that's freaking Nexon. And yeah, it is Nexon. Okay. Yep. And I don't know, have like a couple games to compare there and like some assets thing. We have the new animes that have been announced. I've only listed a few of them. I'll probably go more in depth next time because then I'll probably almost dedicate the episode to freaking anime talk because there's a lot of good things coming, and also watch the trailers beforehand so I can actually talk about them and list my ideas. Um, yeah, I'll talk about like a few of the ones that like, caught my eye, but I didn't really like watch the preview trailer because I don't think that they have them yet. I know that they do like the announcement visual and then they eventually send up a trailer. I don't know. I'll check it out for next week. We got Ours No Q. I think I butchered that immensely. And the final episode dropped. I'll talk about that. And then Summertime Rendering 21 through 25. And I gotta make a note so I can timestamp these properly. So people can get around the episode. So it's 3. I'm just talking about nothing. Anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna talk about my awkward situation out freaking Walmart while I was getting groceries. So I tend to, at least whenever I get groceries personally, I navigate very easily through the Walmart that I go to. I tend to know where like literally everything is, and if they switch it up a little bit, kind of irritates me. Like recently, they have a literal aisle dedicated to soup, but it's also Easter items, but they didn't label that, and I don't understand how much Easter items really sell, but I guess they sell a lot because it was just an entire like 3 shelves of just Easter egg baskets, which was impressive. I would think that they would like take out a bit of like the center of the building for Easter stuff, or maybe on like the far right of the building. But I guess that's for like Christmas, because usually on like the at least for my Walmart, on the front right corner next to all the I think it would be like probably toys. You'd have your kitchen appliances, your personal like soaps, your medicine, your pharmacy. Usually tucked like further in the corner there, you'd have your seasonal stuff for like October. You'd have your freaking Halloween decorations, November, your Thanksgiving stuff, but not really because nobody knows about Thanksgiving. Well, not really nobody knows about Thanksgiving, but nobody really goes out and buys stuff for Thanksgiving. You just get food, and they have your Christmas stuff, which is like there right after Halloween ends, or before Halloween ends even. And I don't understand why they do it like that. But, I'd assume in like that corner you'd put your Easter stuff, but I don't know what my store's doing. So they put it in the grocery section, and that just kind of ruins my rhythm. I tend to like zigzag, like minimal thinking, and just get everything that's on my list because I have to make a little note about like literally everything. Otherwise, I just like go in there. I'd probably get like half the things that I need, get home, and just be really upset, or just really frustrated. Because this time, I of course, I'm pretty sure it's due to the soup aisle. I miss the macaroni and cheese because I get this Irish butter, and the Irish butter goes really well with the mac and cheese, and it just tastes very good. And I use 2% milk with it. I don't know. It's really make me want to eat freaking macaroni and cheese again. So there was that, and I accidentally bought an extra thing of tortillas because I usually eat like a cheese quesadilla because it's like very easy as like a snack to hold me over until dinner. Because usually after work, I don't like eat lunch. I eat like little mini snacks in between breakfast and dinner. So yeah, now I have 3 packets of 10 tortillas, and I only luckily I bought 2 things of cheese, so I can at least eat all those. But it's just unfortunate. I blame it all on Easter and the soup. But yeah, zoom through the entire thing. I only visit like Walmart. I try to at least do it like once or twice a month for my groceries for the entire month. Usually I just go back there for like milk and snacks. But let me see. But yeah, as soon as I was about to leave the place, that well, not really as soon, but as I was getting in line to leave, um, I was using one of the aisles where you're supposed to. You have like a little. Man, I don't know. You have like a little belt right next to it, and usually I would assume like families would use it. You'd have your kids like load it, and then the parents would scan. But I didn't. I've decided to like stop holding up the self checkout because I would come in with a cart full of stuff. I would come in with at least like 40 items of groceries just for me, and I'm pretty sure I'm holding up people by using the self checkout line because I feel like half the people in there don't even have like a full cart. So I've now decided to use the one with like the little mini conveyor belts because I have to bag the stuff myself. It If I have like one of the checkout clerks there bag it out, well not really bag it out, but check my stuff out. They're gonna individually bag everything. I don't really like that. I want it to be like as easy as possible to get it into my car and get it into my apartment and packed away, and I can go sit down and freaking get on my computer and watch whatever is going on at the time. Like, at least like personally, it was like LOL Tyler One is in Korea. Well, not Korea, but he was in Berlin, and I wanted to watch that. It took me like, well, not really, but it took me like 2 minutes to unload my car and get all the stuff out. So yeah, if it was individually bagged, it would take me freaking way longer. But anyways, the whole freaking the whole thing. I don't understand why, but I don't know. There was a girl on the phone who's behind me, and there's at least like 2 checkout things like where I'm at. There's like the one that I'm using and the one behind me, and there's like another one in front of me, but that was like those dude had like a pretty full cart, as is, and it was like a pretty big family. But the one behind me, it was only like a couple people, and they were like getting like a pineapple or something, and like some other things that I didn't see. But this girl decides to, while she's like on the phone or something, decides to get behind me, and it's like I have a full cart here, and I, I, as I was like scanning things, I was just thinking like constantly. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm like going too slow or something, and I'm gonna like misscan something. And I'm just feeling like a bunch of like embarrassment on like the front part of my brain, and my brain's just like over overloaded and just completely fried because somebody's behind me in line, and I'm just feeling like really anxious. And it was like the whole reason why I went to this other lane is to avoid this like feeling and like the front part of my brain. I don't know. It might have been also that I was like a little bit hungry because I had like only a couple of things of granola. But this person, they could have, the person behind me at least, I'm pretty sure they already brought their pineapple stuff like as I was leaving, and there was like another group there, but I didn't really see anybody else hop into the other line. So this person like waited patiently for like me to get all my stuff out of the way and to just nervously get out of there. And I don't know. Maybe I'm like missing something. I freaking text. I sent like this entire thing like thought out in league chat, and somebody said that the girl liked me or something. Yeah, I don't know. At least like me personally, self confidence is like pretty freaking low, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe maybe just like the summertime running thing that I'll talk about later. Maybe it references that. Maybe that was like an alternate timeline that could have unlocked somehow if I had like the proper charisma. But yeah, that's basically it about the nervous wreck. Now I'm gonna go on to CS:GO 2 a little bit. So watching Shroud, Skudul, Tarek, Nothing, Freakazoid, Lyric, Olaf Meister, like a little bit. I caught probably like this tail end of his stream before I stopped watching. Um, most I could say is like Shroud still has it, or he's never lost it. And in fact, he probably refined the art of headshotting. He's still beautiful at the game. Also, another thing about CS:GO 2 before I talk more about the streamers is the knives look really good. So that might have bumped up the knife market. Maybe I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna sell for any more. I would assume probably because it you have your regular knife. You're going into a new game, so therefore there's a new spark and interest for the game. So therefore there's gonna be more of a demand for better looking knives. So the rubies, the uh, sapphires and emeralds are going to be more in demand, I assume. The what other knives even are there? I think there's like a gamma doppler, whatever. All the shiny knives are gonna be really good, and the other knives are also gonna be fine as well. They're probably they won't be as in demand, but maybe there's like some niche markets that like the tiger tooth or the crimson webs or the Forza DD Pat, whatever. I'm sure there's still gonna be like the member of that, but the Dopplers are really cooking with this new graphics because it looks super freaking shiny now. But anyways, going back to the streamers, Skadoodle still very good at the game, and I think he started streaming like a little bit. I don't know if he's been like streaming like very much since his Counter Strike 2 days, but just go to watch him a little bit with Nothing. They had a little bit of fun. He's still a very good opper. I don't even know if he's like still a pro or not. I didn't really check that. Um, Nothing was playing the game too, which is good to know because He's apparently now a caster. That was good to learn about. Um, so your Tarek, Tarek plays Valorant, and he kind of like commentates on games there. Um, what else? Freakazoid is kind of coming back, but I don't know if he really streams or anything though. I don't really know what Freakazoid does. I didn't really check his background, but it was cool to see like the near like former Cloud9 team play the game again. It was very nostalgic. It made me go back and watch old Shocks videos, and Shocks is from Team Titan and like former CS:GO, old Cobblestone during a tournament. He was like one of my favorite players. He's a French dude. Get a drink of water real quick. Yeah, that. Oh no, I'm gonna tip over a glass. Crap. Got a messy desk. That was like very cool to see. Just doing everything wrong right now. I just hate it. I talk like a little bit and then my mouth gets freaking dry. I understand how other people could do it. And I'm like staying hydrated too. Man, it sucks. But yeah, anyways. I watched a little bit of Olaf Meister. Olaf Meister, he was like eating while he was playing. So I didn't really get to see too much. But I mean, he's still, from what I did see, he's still like a very good sniper. I remember him back in the day being like called Boostmeister, and he had a song made. Well, no, a fan made a song about it in Overpass where you'd boost right next to the truck, and you could see like a little bit of the terrorists as they're heading toward B site, I believe, through sewer and monster. Man, that those what a memorable moment. And now I just get to feel really old because that was back in freaking 2000, what, freaking 14, 2013, I think. Probably like 2000, probably yeah, 2000 like 15, 16, around that. Man, those were the freaking days. And now all of them are older, and so am I. But yeah, the smoke system is very good that they implemented. You can I can't wait for pro play where you have better communication and better understanding of the game, where people smoke out something and then they throw a frag grenade, disperse the smoke, get a nice pick off as they're heading up let's say dust 2 ramp, because that's all we have right now. That'll be very cool. You'll have Mirage by the stairs, the two smokes right there, where you throw a smoke at the top of the stairs and one at the cross. Well, not at the cross, but like on the floor. Somebody just like hitting a grenade perfectly, like right on the edge of the staircase, where it hits the top and the bottom smoke, and you can pick off both those guys. That'd be cool to see in the future, which I'm sure will probably happen. What other smokes you can do? I don't know any of the pro maps anymore. I don't know if they added like Anubis to the pro scene, but I think that map would be very entertaining because I think Anubis has like one entrance to B site. But what else do you have? You have Inferno. Inferno will be interesting. Smoking like the mid area where you can see like the T stairs, popping that smoke for a second, maybe getting a pick or using the smoke and getting through it, or a double smoke where you smoke the entrance to the staircase into, I think it's apartments, and then you smoke the other side towards CT spawn, and then you throw a grenade and it clears either one. You can kind of do like maybe like a mind trick if nobody's watching it, and go through like either one and try to do like a little bait maneuver. That'd be very cool to see in the future. There's just like so many smoke capabilities now. I don't know how much it'll revive the game, but at least like whenever they do like a big tournament and they use like CS:GO as the game, well CS:GO 2 is the game. I'll I'll like maybe follow it. It just depends on whether or not I can find the players that I remember and players that I want to watch, because a lot of them have mostly retired or gone on to teams where they're kind of like, I feel like they're not very good, or they took up a more stressful role like in-game leader, and that's starting to like hurt their skills. Like former Luminosity, with like Taco, I think it was FNS, Cold Zera, and I can't remember like the other two people, but that team was like very good. I remember them playing like Mirage. I think it was Cold Zera would do a jumping op shot, and it just like blew up in the game, and I think they won it into in Mirage Apartments. Just a lot of stuff like that. Like a lot of the teams that I kind of like disbanded. So I don't know. It just depends on who I find. I need to find like a player to just focus on. But yeah, other than that, also a lot of the players too have also moved over to Valorant as well. Like Shazam. I think Shazam was on like, I think it was on like Team Liquid before. No, never mind. It's not Team Liquid. What was on? What was Shazam on? I can't remember. He was like on the MLG tournament or something. I don't know. But yeah, he freaking plays Valorant, so I'm sure like a lot of the former pros that I know of are probably just on Valorant now, like Tark. And he still owns, still very good at the game. Well, very good at the first person shooter genre. And yeah. Uh, Now I have a freaking friend notification. Of course, he's playing Apex Legends. Ugh. This turns into such a bad game now. But I'm gonna talk about Dark and Darker. Apparently, Nexon, which is like a Korean company, is accusing them of using stolen assets. And I don't know what assets exactly it's like talking about, like textures or items. But apparently, the Dark and Darker team, they've coded the game from scratch and in house using Unreal Marketplace assets. You know, it's like the base of like game development stuff. And apparently, like the whole issue is just about one of the team members and not the studio as a whole. So hopefully they can settle that and still release Dark and Darker on time in April. And the whole thing just like is kind of funny. I don't know if the Nexon dudes are that experienced. I think they've actually ruined another game with their disgusting influence. Well, not really ruined other game. I'm pretty sure they've ruined like multiple games, supposedly. And it's just very funny for this to happen because there's like so many games that are like very similar to each other that exist, and I don't know. It's just so stupid, this whole situation. I also had a bunch of games that were similar to each other, but I forgot how that was supposed to segue this into each other. We'll segue these two topics into each other. What I have in my notes are Path of Exile and Diablo. You know, mostly just because I had reuse ideas, and not really reuse, but maybe like a different interpretation of an idea, maybe. What is Diablo and Path of Exile's like genre? And unfortunately, I can't look it up on my phone because I have the times on it. Uh, what would it be like? It would be like a top down uh rogue like RPG, I'd assume. Probably like with maybe like some other things like massively multiplayer online. I'm pretty sure you could probably play with multiple players in Diablo. I think I remember seeing that at one point. But yeah, you have that idea. Those two are like very similar games if you look at them. The UI kind of similar. One of them might have like a little bit more buttons on it, and the other one might have like a little bit less. One might have a more diverse skill tree with more diversification and builds, while the other one might have like a little bit more of a simpler skill tree. Another game that I have is Valorant and CS:GO 2. Obviously, at least for me, CS:GO was like the pioneer for first-person shooters, and then Valorant kind of like took the 5v5 bomb defusal, good team, bad team, uh, what would you call it, like game direction, game dynamic, and then added like a little bit of spice supposedly with classes and abilities, ultimates, you know. And speaking of ultimates, League of Legends and Dota 2, similar games, destroy the enemy base, like some type of structure in there, destroy that, you win the game. You got legends or champions, you have your abilities, you have a shop, you buy components of items to build like an either an upgraded version of that component, or you like combine components and you get like a mythic or legendary, some type of rarity, and that rarity has like a big ability on it, and I don't know, it does something special, like deal extra damage after you use that ability. And the thing about like League of Legends and Dota 2, like more specifically though, apparently they both have roots in the Water Raft. Bleh, I really butchered that word. World of Warcraft 3. No, it's not even World of Warcraft 3. It's freaking Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. I don't know. I don't know why I said it like that. Yeah, they both have freaking origins of literally just being mods of another game. And I guess they either had enough popularity or just like enough money to create their own game. I assume something along those lines. Or it's had enough backing from other modders that they just like created their own game from Warcraft 3. It's like this is like the whole like TFT thing. Wasn't there a thing with like either Dota 2? Actually, I think if there was, I think there was an actual issue with team fight tactics in Dota 2. What was it? I think it was like auto chest. This is only coming to me now. I should have said this out loud. Maybe I would have triggered my memory about team fight tactics. But I feel like there was like another issue about this before. I don't know if anything like legal came of it though. But I think that there was just like drama like about how auto chest is just like TFT. I think I'm only triggering this memory because freaking I used to watch like Disguised Toast play auto chest, and what's the other dude's name? I can remember. He's also like a part of offline TV. Uh of course his name escapes me. Or did I ever know his name? I don't know. I wish there was a way for me to just have better access to my brain. But yeah, That's basically all I got for that. Hopefully they release Dark and Darker. Well, hopefully they release it without like any drama. And know that I'm 30 minutes in. Well, not really now that I'm 30 minutes in, but I need to hurry because the summertime rendering bit's gonna take me forever. So, anime talk. So you got new anime. You got Goblin Slayer 2, very good. I enjoyed the first one. The first one, as a, what would it be? How long ago was it? I think it was like a young adult, probably 17, maybe. Ah, man, it's been such a long time ever since like the. I don't understand why with anime, there's always just such a big gap in between season one and season two of most animes. I feel like you could probably like go to college, get married, and have a kid, and like the season two of the anime that you watched as a kid will come out with like another season. But anyways, Goblin Slayer 2, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. The gore, very good. It the weird focus on just goblins being like a big issue, very interesting for world building. Because in that case, there were uh like an ogre slayer. You know, you have like all these other ways to tell a story now. I just you make just slaying like the supposed, I wouldn't say like the lowest mob in like a fantasy scenario. I would say slimes are probably lower than goblins, but you've established goblins being so entertaining and watching them get butchered by the main character, which unfortunately I don't have his name up. So I'd assume that they could easily make like ogre slayer, orc slayer, demon slayer. Wait, wait, demon slayer is already a thing, but they could easily do like literally any other mob and make it probably very interesting, very unique, and beautifully animated if they wanted to. Whenever they decide to end Goblin Slayer, which I'm pretty sure they are. I need to find the freaking manga. I kind of want to read that. Looks very I feel like it's still like very good. I don't know. But yeah, you have Goblin Slayer 2. You have Doctor Stone season 3, which I feel like I'm going to rewatch it. I think I'm going to like skip through season 1 cuz I don't think I need to rewatch that again cuz as soon as I see an anime, usually like my memory refreshes and I remember like what I've already seen, and I kind of like self spoil it because I haven't like completely forgotten what happened. So I'll probably do that for next episode. And then you got Spike's Family season 2. Great. I'm basic. I like it. Not they have to be basic to like it, but I like it. It's very easy to watch. Very entertaining. I love the main couple. Anya can do her freaking hijinks and be funny. Your and unfortunately I forget the main dude's name, but you know your could do her own thing. Hopefully they focus like a little bit more on like the romance in between the two characters, which I think I saw a spoiler about where they might like focus on romance a little bit more, but I can't remember like the very specifics unfortunately. But that also might have been just referring to the last season. But I don't know. I'm just rambling. Hopefully they develop the romance a little bit more or something. Uh, you have One Punch Man season 3. That's another thing that I could watch. I don't think I really watched One Punch Man very closely. I don't know. It depends on like what's the main enemy or maybe like the arc, or I could have that on like the back burner and wait for like freaking One Punch Man season 4 where it like catches my interest and I'm like, ooh, I want to watch this now. You have Dress Up My Darling sequel coming out. Enjoyed that a lot. Gojo Kun, great. I'm pretty sure that was his name. I think I'm pretty sure Gojo Kun really freaking it triggers my one brain cell that forget that it's that it exists. I'm pretty sure it's Gojo Kun. But yeah, very interesting to see. Uh, you have a girlfriend coming back. Oh wow, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to see this happening. They really liked the first season. I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, like on the internet. There's like the little manga subreddit that they say that they really enjoy it. I'm sure it'll be great. And another funny thing too that somebody pointed out in the comments of the visual art being revealed, it is very funny that it literally never ever has uh the main boy ever in the freaking visual art. It's always just the girls. It, and that's such a funny detail to pick up because now it makes me want to look back on like every other visual art that I've seen for freaking an anime and just see, wait, there's literally no boy. It's literally just all the female characters only doing whatever pose and whatever freaking clothing. Yeah, that's so freaking goofy to learn. Just never noticed. So you have girlfriend. What else is coming out? That's like about it for now that I have on my list. I can't remember any other ones personally that I've really seen while just like browsing the internet. I think there's like a little bit of interest. I remember when I don't know the name like completely, but I think the world that like doesn't have any like religion will be interesting and see how that's like implemented. I feel like it would be comedic. I don't know. Considering that the dude was literally like thrown off a cliff in a barrel by his pretty sure it was by his father and other religious people. And then he gets sent to another world to help the his parents' god, which is like more I don't know. They make him like more devoted to the religion than his parent and the other followers are, because he's like working directly with it. So you have that. It's about all I can think of. Yeah. So my one brain cell can remember. And yeah. Let me mark this on my notes real quick. And now we can move on to R's no Kyojuu. If I'm saying that correctly. I have to freaking hear it said first, and then I can actually pronounce it. But yeah, after watching the entire series and then finally watching the last episode, the last step was kind of random, but I also kind of skipped through because I kind of got bored a little bit because that's what I did with like the other episodes. But I don't know, all that I could gather really is that Katsu Kumi, who was in the flower shop at the very beginning, who saw uh, Kumi at the very start. I don't understand why they have the same name. I assume it's because they're kind of copies of the same person, maybe. I feel like because Kumi had a lot of copies within the laboratory, and those kind of got brushed aside immediately, saying that they were getting taken care of. And oh my gosh, I really should have. I should have listed the freaking knight's name, who was actually like directly affiliated with whatever church it was. But yeah, Katsukumi's a cleric. For whatever reason, she goes like full power to defeat, I think, one of the snakes. While Jiro and Kumi are like recovering, and for whatever reason, she like falls over as soon as she defeats it. But then she shows up later on in the episode, completely fine. I should have put a freaking spoiler warning. I guess if you like didn't know that I was gonna talk about spoilers, oh well, you're not really missing out on much for this one. Yeah, she comes back completely fine with the swordsman, the old swordsman, which unfortunately I didn't list his name earlier. Man, thank you. Oh well, yeah. And then he beats up the other dude with the freaking the Ninja Turtle swords or daggers very easily. He doesn't even, he gets like stabbed in the back, but he deals like a fatal blow to the other dude. I think. Wait, I do have his name. It's Facade. He beats Facade single handedly, and then he shows up fine later with Katsu, who I assume is his cleric, but it doesn't really make sense because why didn't they like unite together to use the power? I guess then they wouldn't be in like two separate areas defeating two separate things to save Jiro and Kumi. I guess. Yeah, I don't know. This whole story is freaking confusing. Mia, who is the girl with like the cat on her head, she fuses with the other animal girls and ages, I guess, or she fuses and now she has like a fused transformation. So that's cool. I I really don't understand. I'm pretty sure they're like some sort of like man, I can't think of the name for it. They're like some type of entity that's just like super. I don't know. They have like good like foresight maybe because they were like discussing Kumi's power. I'm pretty sure between each other, and then like exchange hats, and then they had to switch from saying "nya" to "wolf." It's such a weird show. I feel like the show hits hard if you're like if you're high or something. And then at the end of the show, they defeat all the worms with Kumi's like awakened power, like literally all across the map where they had like the cat people or like the first harbor or I don't know if they're called like orcs or something, but like the buff dude village where for whatever reason all the girls are very small in comparison to the dudes. I don't understand that, but you know it's just like anime things. And then after that, just a massive block appears in the sky with purple eyes, and that's like the teaser, I guess, for the next season. And the show's an anime original, so I feel like they might do another season, but it's like I don't know how they're gonna get like the funding for it. Are you gonna sell like Kumi figures? You're gonna you're gonna sell like Jiro and Kumi fused figures. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sell like Mia? I'm sure Mia would probably sell. That thing was like pretty cute, I guess. And oddly enough, it knew how to fly the machine, which I don't understand. I guess they have like a freaking a hive mind, but yeah, they just like tease another season, I guess. I mean, if they want to, but yeah, I guess now we'll go into summertime rendering episode 21 through 25. I have a decent amount of notes for this. I think I should be able to remember exactly what happened because I unfortunately I broke my code and binged it all before the episode. But it's mostly fresh in my memory, so I should be able to emphasize on some of the notes that I have. So this should be episode 21 for these few points, and I'll hopefully I remember to say which number I'm on. Okay, it didn't. Oh, I gotta move OBS. So okay, now I can freely scroll through my notes. All right, so on episode 21, let's see here. Shinpei has pre. I'm pretty sure I meant to say precognition of what happens uh, when he was talking to So's father, which unfortunately I did not list his name because apparently there's like a lightning strike, and apparently the lightning didn't strike where Shinpei thought it was supposed to strike. So that was interesting to see. I guess it. I wait, never mind. That's all because freaking Rinosuke has like the little 2 second thing, so he gets to kind of have like an idea of what's gonna happen. Uh, Shinpei has a fragment of Ushio in the shell, which scares off Shide and Heine after all that happened. You know, as is. Also, oh yeah, due to the day of the festival, Shinpei knows that Ushio is gonna come back, so they can use the shell to locate her. That was cool to learn. It was also interesting too that they decided instead of like waiting for that very night to act, they decided to go ahead and just get her out of the ocean. Um, very interesting how they went about that. I'll go back to that later because that's in another episode. So unfortunately, at least within spoilers of this timeline, well, this is like all spoilers. If you're watching, this is literally spoilers. Why would you skip to this segment? You goofball. Anyways, so unfortunately, loses again and gets declined by Mio, saying that Mio still loves Shinpei. Mio confesses to Shinpei, gets declined this time to her for her. That was kind of unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter because what happens later makes everything better. It was also interesting that they. Never mind. I listed the shell twice, and I've already talked about it. Yeah, basically just like affirms his love for Ushio, which I'm surprised that they never went across like an alternate timeline where Shinpei liked Mio instead. Interesting. Anyways, now we're on to 22. So after using the Shadow Baby as camo, which is that was like an interesting mechanic. I didn't know they could just like go inside of the shadow, but I guess Rinosuke is kind of the way that they decided that they could do that because Rinosuke is a shadow like persona, I guess, or I don't know. He's just like a shadow enchantment, let's say. So Shide and Heine can't really detect Rinosuke. So I guess that would mean that they could use shadows as a camo because then they can't see anything inside of it. They would just see the shadow itself. So that's pretty smart. And then after saving Ushio, he immediately shoots himself and also reveals that he has Rinosuke inside of him because he dodged the bullet. At least I'm pretty sure they knew that that's what happened. Um, as they went into the cave to get Heine's body, uh, he Ikoko, I think. Hopefully, I have that name right. And Nezu sacrificed themselves for Shinpei and So and Oshio and Ushio. I mean, and that almost made me sad because if it was the alternate timeline, which I wouldn't like, well, not the alternate timeline, but the alternate ending that I wouldn't like, the bad ending, that'd make me very upset because I really like Nezu. Gendro Nezu is probably like one of, say, top five, sitting at number one for this anime. Because I think he's just like really good at what he does, and I think his like personality is great because he's just like a grumpy old man who lost his wife. He's like really good with guns. He's a really good sniper too. Anyways, um, I listed something about the fight, but I don't think about it. I don't know. They had like a bait shadow with the nail gun that was supposed to be So, which Heine detected and destroyed, but So outsmarted her and nailed Shinpei Heine to like the knots that were like at the top of the cave. So that was pretty good. Shide gets beaten, but for whatever reason, he still lives. And knowing that it's like episode 22, obviously it's like, wow, he's totally not going to come back this time, right? And no, he comes back and rips open the hole to go to like the other realm where all the other shadows are supposed to be. And oh wow, the betrayal happened as well. That was totally not foreseen. I think it would have been like an interesting twist if they didn't have Hizuru kind of spoil that. But yeah, they have that happen. For whatever reason, Shinpei gets the red eye. They didn't really describe that too much. And Ushio gets the blue and red eye. Um, Ushio gets lucky within the Shadow Realm with getting the good Heine instead of the bad one. Which I mean, I guess it would be obvious. I mean, if they got the bad one, I don't really know what would happen with the bad one. I guess they just like wouldn't be able to do anything. They just kind of, I guess there would just be a lose situation. But like the most unsuspected thing, at least for the show. Also, my lights just flickered. That kind of spooked me. Um, they they for whatever reason decided to have Shide bring in B-29 bombers into the, what is it, Tokoyo, I think was what the Heine was saying. I think it was like in Wakayama on the island. I tried to Google it, try to see if like the bombers flew over that, but apparently they didn't. Or I just couldn't. I just wasn't searching hard enough. That was like the most unsuspected thing. I would He could literally pull anything else, but instead he pulls like a World War II moment and pulls in some freaking bombers from America as they. I think it's just like a regular, well, not really regular, but I think they just like carpet bomb or napalm strike the freaking island, and that was like probably the craziest thing that I've ever seen in an anime, at least so far. That's definitely gonna stick in my memory. Just a random B-29 bomber reference within this anime about dying in this just this type of freaking anime. I was about to say this ReZero thing, but this is not really the only thing that ReZero shares with this is just the dying and coming back to life. But except in ReZero, the dude's like he can permanently suffer. Just like constantly lose, and he doesn't really have a choice. But well, not Ushio, but Shinpei does have kind of a choice on when he can reset and what happens. Maybe I need to rewatch ReZero. Oh yeah, speaking of ReZero, they are supposed to have another season 2. I should have mentioned that. I don't know. Yeah, you have ReZero coming up. All right, getting back on track because I'm derailing. Uh, Heine kind of like catapults Ushio into the air to like 1v1 Shide. Cuts him in half. And somehow that wasn't enough because apparently she cut like only part of his face off and his arms. When the cut looked like she split him in half. That was kind of weird. But Shide counterattacks and she gets completely obliterated besides her feet and the eyeballs in the air. And she like slow motion gets the eyeball back because she had a piece of herself inside of her shadow. So she copied it and came back. It's kind of confusing. I might have missed something. I, I don't know if that was covered. I think they probably should have covered that like a little bit of Ushio getting a part of her dead corpse's remains to copy. I don't know. And then she just loses consciousness as she falls to the ground. And I forget which episode this is. I have it marked as 23, 24 in my notes. But basically, Ushio loses part of her hair, so now she's appearing younger than she was before. But she can still use her abilities. Uh, Apparently, Heine had a little bit of a flashback with Kawakiri, where they were married and apparently they were older. So that was interesting to learn, I guess. I always thought that it was like the younger Heine that copied Kawakiri and created a shadow and did all the stuff with that. But I guess they were older. That kind of that was kind of like randomly thrown in there. Kind of confused me. It's like a random flashbang. Um, Shinpei loses his arm, which for like bad ending sake, I thought that was like very bad. And freaking breaks his fingers too. Uh, okay, I don't have it listed, but Ushio creates a hacked shotgun shell, which obliterates Shide's shadow. I'm pretty sure it's a shadow. Is the name for it? So that kind of that beats him basically, and then they get the bad Heine who's a like a little baby or like a little fetus. I'm pretty sure it's like more of a fetus, but it doesn't really matter. They get the shadow realm fades away. They go onto the beach where I'm pretty sure it's not Heine, where the kid interacted with the whale, and Shinpei scares her off, which was kind of confusing because I thought they weren't like allowed to interact with anything. Because in the phone flashback with Mio, Shadow, and So, he was unable to interact with anybody and change anything. But I guess with the red eye, he's able to actually interact with it, which makes sense. I guess that's like a watcher. You have to pick up on that he has the red eye, and now he can interact with the any memories that people have. I guess. I think. And anyways, Usho erases the whale, so bad Heine can't exist. The good Heine and Rinosuke are like, oh, let's like meet up and we could be like friends in the afterlife, right? And they have their like little moment, and then they fade away, and then Shinpei, well, Ushio is like, oh, it's my time to go too, huh? And then Shinpei wants to die with her, which, I mean, the dude's like endured a lot. I mean, the dude freaking like lost his arm, uh, broke his like fist or whatever. Assuming that would translate over, but they have like their little moment. I almost start to cry during the scene, like a little bit, but they kind of weirdly enough brought in like a bunch of a compilation of him dying, which stopped me from crying. And I was just like, what? Why did they show just a bunch of random like pictures of him dying throughout the season? That threw me off. And yeah, I thought it was gonna be like the bad ending. He was just gonna get sent back, and all the people that were dead are perma dead. But no, of course, thankfully the good ending happens, and he gets reset right into Hisaru's freaking chest, and I'm pretty sure he's been reset into that exact scene probably 3 or 4 times now. I was gonna no, I don't know. I can say it. Anyways, I thought he was gonna be like at this point he has to like remember exactly how that feels. Anyways, episode 25. Um, let me see. I'm just reading my notes real quick. Uh, Hizuru doesn't have the split personality, but Shinpei still has like some of the memories scattered. Mio has an outfit change coming down the hill with the brake, but the brake isn't broken. So Shinpei just looks like an idiot trying to stop her from falling into the water. So that was very funny. Well, it was like a little bit funny. It was like a little giggle. Apparently Shinpei's parents are alive, I think, because it showed a text from his mother. So I'd assume his father's also alive, because that would mean that they didn't go to the cave. But I don't know why they never showed his parents. So, and I would think that isn't he like a native to the island? Wouldn't his mom and dad also be on the island? I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be too. I read the text like a little bit. But anyways, Ushio predicted Shinpei would come back, so that was good. I mean, so that means that she also kept her memory, so she like combined with the shadow, I guess. Heine was mentioned, so she was alive too. I wrote this, by the way. I wrote this 25 notes while I was going through the final episode. So that's why it's read off like this. Um, Karakuri has now aged, so I assume that Heine is there, but I can't read the plaque. So maybe like his Heine passed away, and I assume it said Karakuri on the plaque, but for whatever reason, the translator didn't translate the plaque. But yeah, apparently it was I just wrote that it might be wrong. I assume it's just Karakuri who's just tending the shrine, and Haine is now reborn as Rinosuke's kid. Um, Rinosuke, well, not Rinosuke, Hizuru says, o- Osupensky's Strange Life by Ivan Osokin is a is a book they referenced, and I wrote like a little bit of the what would it be? Would you say like the contents of the book? No, like a teaser of the book. I don't know. A little bit like a little bit about like what the book is about. Um, and it's basically about a boy who squandered his life. Well, his chance at life, school, finances. He was rejected by his lover, and he's now basically at a dead end. You know, like no choices nothing to really do, and he wishes to live again, and a magician allows it to happen. And it's kind of like summertime running, like a little bit. You know, Shinpei is basically the boy within the Ospensky's strange life. The magician is essentially the shadow, or Ushio maybe, because Ushio is the one who gave him the eye. I assume, and you know he kind of lives again and again, and tries to figure things out. Uh, yeah. That, and then I have like another note here about how Heine's reincarnation is with Renosuke and his wife. I don't know why I said it like that. Basically, Renosuke and his wife gave his wife gave birth to Heine's reincarnation. I don't know. I said that so awkwardly. Whatever. Hizuru wants to write about Shinpei's experience, which, as I was watching it, I bet that it would lead into a book called Summertime Rendering, which it did. It was great to see that the Go Gindro Nezu got his freaking wife back. I was happy to see. So finally gets his happy ending. I'm pretty sure Mio accepts his him asking her out. At least I think they didn't really they didn't really show it off at all. They kind of just like clipped away from it. They showed I think it was Tokiko hiding behind a tree watching it. So I'm gonna headcanon it. I'm pretty sure they got together. Hopefully, and then at the end I got the ending that I wanted. So pretty good show. Freaking 10 out of 10, I would say. Very enjoyable. Very entertaining to watch. Had a decent amount of twists. It wasn't just very straightforward. Shinpei just winning constantly. He lost. Enemy would win, kind of back and forth. He would win a little bit more and lose and get reset. Very good. And then at the end, Shinpei says, I'm also going to butcher this too because I don't know how to speak Japanese, but he says Tadaima after Ushio says Okari. It's the most Japanese I'm ever going to speak. And they hug each other. I thought it was going to be like a kiss. But, I guess she gets to have her 100 takoyaki, well, takoyaki that Shinpei promised from the house where they went to like the crack in the wall. So that was very good, pleasing ending. The only thing that I would ask for, but that was like it's like a that make me feel a little bit spoiled, is if they gave a little scene afterwards with So and Mio being together, having them age a little bit, and having Ushio and Shinpei aged a little bit on the island, and they take over Alan's restaurant. And Alan would be still alive. He would just be like retired. But yeah, they would just like take over the restaurant, and Hizuru would visit. You know, Renosuke would visit all of them, and then they would just like get together, have another birthday celebration because apparently Ushio's birthday, or Ushio's 18th birthday, was like right after the festival, and they would just like do that again, have them all age a little bit more, and I don't know, it would just be like a final thing. But the ending, it was okay. I mean, they kind of cut away at the last bit with the cake and saying happy birthday to her, and it was enough. Still, want to be like a little bit spoiled because no freaking no romance manga or anime I feel like ever really ends with a like a kiss or something. They don't really do that. They kind of just like end with them hugging or something, or them holding hands. Like I feel like if I watch Tomo-chan right now, they're not even gonna like kiss or hug or anything. They're just gonna like hold hands. I don't know. I just want like the full happy ending. Yeah, that's basically it for Summertime Rendering. Very good show. Highly recommend. But you know, if you watch it to this point, I mean, you're basically spoiled on it. But very regardless, very good, very enjoyable. And yeah, it's basically the end for Coco Thoughts. I think it's like episode like what 8 now, 8 or 9. Um, yeah. Next time I'll probably watch Doctor Stone. Maybe. Hold on, let me mark this on my phone too. Um, yeah. Let's see. I'll probably do Doctor Stone. I'll refresh. Well, not really refresh, but I'll watch the preview videos for all the upcoming anime and go from there. Go from there. Um, hmm. I'm just trying to think off the off the wrist right now. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I think Doctor Stone will be a good start. I think it'll be entertaining. Hopefully. And if I don't watch Doctor Stone, I'll say what I watched instead. But I don't know. It's gonna replace my Summertime Rendering shaped hole in my heart, or at least in my the way I spend my day. Anyways, that's it for me. Uh, hope you have a good one, and talk to you next Sunday. Bye bye.